Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom Design Team, and I have a little card here today that I'm going to make online for you, or on a video anyway. So I'm using Mushroom in My Heart, and the dies, the bread tag die, the little rounded piece, and I'm using the rounded tag die. I'm using the little scallop border piece, and I'm using the wine tag dies, the layer piece. And I'm also using the card mat dies, the 4 by 5¼ inch die. And that's that. So I'll be making a vertical A2 sized card today. And here's my little image that I've already pre-stamped out with blackout ink and pre-colored with Copics, and those will all be listed for you. And I did that on Nina Desert Storm cardstock. So here we are. I've got a piece of Paper Tray Inks craft cardstock, and I'll be scoring it at 5½ inches. So that's an A2 vertical card. It's 4.25 by 11 inches long and scored at 5½, giving you a vertical A2 size card. I'm using my Teflon bone folder and Martha Stewart scoreboard, but you can use any bone folder and scoreboard. I prefer the Teflon one though, because it doesn't leave any scuff marks. A lot of the plain plastic ones do. So there we are. So there's my vertical card. I'm also using Brutus Monroe's Gnome Home 6-inch pad. And it's got adorable mushroom paper in there. I just couldn't stop myself from buying it. It's too darn cute. So there we are. I cut the first layer out with my A2 size, or my mat, my 4 and 5¼ inch card mat die. And I'm just going to be sticking it to my card base using ATG tape. So I'm just going to be applying this. Now this is in real time. I didn't speed it up because I didn't do my coloring with you today. I'm able to get it done in under 15 minutes. So that's always my goal, just so I can share it to IGTV also, and YouTube and all that. Okay, so here's my next layer, and that's made with the wine tag die, and I'm also applying that with ATG tape. So I'm just going to be sticking that straight down on the card. I'll be lining it up with the top fold area, and just giving a little bit of interest. That this is also from the Brutus Monroe pad. It's just adorable. I love it. So there we go. So I'm just removing a little bit of the ATG tape that I went over with. This is a adhesive remover. They're your best friend. It's your best friend. Let me tell you, you can remove your sticky adhesive that sticks out. Works good with the sticker maker too, and all those, anything like a lot of adhesives it'll remove once it's dry. So here's my little image that I colored. Your pretty fly for a FUNGI. It's too cute. I colored it with Copic markers, and then I also added some details with white gel pen, the Jelly Roll 10 Sakura. So here I'm adding my foam tape, my 3M foam tape to the back. When I'm covering a larger area, I tend to use this foam tape because it tears and it's pretty handy. And it gives you a nice level surface. You're not going to get any dents in mailing. So there we go. I'm just going to apply that to the center of my wine tag. And I'm just trying to give it a little bit of elevation from the rest of the card, make it stand out a bit. And you'll notice at the bottom, when I'm kind of messed up on my die cutting with that little tag with the little Your Pretty Fly for a FUNGI right along the bottom, the stitching isn't right. So I ended up by using that scalloped border die. And if you can't get the right color of cardstock, you can make your own. So I used the YG95, and that kind of matched the green in that pattern paper. And I used Paper Tray Ink white cardstock, and I just colored it. And then I cut it out with the die. So now I'm going to be popping up that little border piece from the rounded tag dies with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. And I'm just keeping that at the same level of that little rounded rectangle that I cut out from the bread tag die. So I'm just going to apply that to the bottom of that image, just covering up my little boo-boo. There's no reason to get rid of your card if you make a mistake. You can always fix it. So here I am. I'm just going to be adding a little bit of glue to the edge that's going to be touching that little rounded rectangle. That is my favorite glue that I use lately anyways. It's Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue. Just going to unplug it here and use my little, got to get it going. Okay, there we are. And I'm going to apply it to the edge of that little die cut piece. And then I'll stick it at the end of that rounded rectangle die from the red tag die set. So there we are. I'm just adding it to the edge and put it in my little Make It by Marco stand. That kind of keeps the glue down at the tip. And I kind of fuss around looking for my reverse tweezers, but I couldn't find them at the time. Though I usually use my reverse tweezers when I'm trying to get something straight on a card. But I give up and I put it on anyway, just because I was not as organized as I'd like to be. So here we are. We're going to get that as straight as we can get it, lining it up with the print on that image. So there we are. And that looks adorable. I love these little images from Jaded Blossom. Now I'm going to be applying some of my favorite. This is Olive Branch Nouveau Crystal Drops. So I just like to get it going first. And then I'll be applying some. And you'll see me make a boo-boo here again, because, you know, I make them all the time. So I'm applying this. I'm going to apply, I think I apply 5. But I get these two a little bit too close together. And you'll see what I end up doing. So I'm just applying all of my Nouveau Crystal drops, sort of in a pleasing sprinkling. And then I tend to tap it on something to, you know, round them out and lower them a little closer to the card. And this is when I make my boo-boo. So it kind of makes those two up in the corner almost touch. And that's not good because it's going to make a giant crystal drop, which kind of looks not the greatest. So it's like, darn it, I better fix that. So I grab some paper and I'm going to scoop it, but then I make a mistake and kind of spread it. So if you're quick, and luckily this paper from Brutus Monroe actually has a bit of a sheen to it, so I was able to wipe it off just with a wipe. And then I'm just going to reapply my Nouveau Crystal drops. No one will ever know that I made a mistake, just you and me. So we're just going to add my 2 crystal drops back on there. And then that's about it. I hope everyone's keeping well in your house and safe. We're all doing well here. And there we go. There, now we're all done. Isn't that adorable? You gotta love his sunglasses. I love an image with sunglasses. You just can't beat it. So there we are, tapping it down, and how cute is that? I just love it. Thank you so much for stopping by and making a card with me today, and I hope to see you soon. Bye, everyone.